Yo, welcome back. Yo, this is crooked. Oh, I gotta fix it. It's a little better. Friday podcast, episode 135. Has been a hiatus, to say the least. Since last time we spoke, I was still on summer vacation, I think. A lot has happened since. You know, I've went back to work. It's been challenging. That's why I haven't been recording. Now, luckily, blessedly, I have been able to keep up with the Odd Pod, with the squad. Because that's an important thing for me, to get out the house and be with people. Or for like last week, they came over. Right, it's to find the time to just do my own solo. It's just been on the back burner. But also blessedly and luckily, the page has been growing. The channel's been growing. So that's cool. I really want to grow the Odd Pod. I think it has a lot of potential, and I think you guys would love it. But maybe the people who watch this part of the episodes already follow the Odd Pod. I don't know. I'm sure there's some of the people that just watch the clips, the reels, the TikToks. So yeah, recently, I feel like I had to up one of my anxiety medications a bit. So we're gonna see how that goes. So far so good. Yeah, what else? I've been watching a lot of, I finished watching Breaking Bad for the second time, which was the first time in years, right? And I probably talked about it last time because I was probably in the thick of it. So Breaking Bad finished, and then I watched El Camino, and then now I'm watching Better Call Saul. So everybody who says that Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad, I don't agree. But it is dope. I'm more interested in Mike's storyline than Saul's, to be honest. But Saul's is pretty dope too. It's pretty interesting. Seeing the characters from the last season is pretty dope. I know this is an old show and everybody's already seen it probably, so I had to keep going with whatever they have left. And once Better Call Saul's done, that's it. It's done. And I've been watching spoilers and seeing shit like that, so fuck it. Excuse me. The other day I sold some cans, and the lovely young lady up there gave me this really cool $50 from 1976. Pretty dope, Kennedy. Yo, who saw that? Somebody try to attack Robert F. Kennedy Jr., bro. That was crazy. Was it Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? I think it was. I think that's his name. You know, Robert, the one they call Bobby. And I didn't know he was married to a comedian actress, the lady who's the lady who's the wife of Larry David on that show. So they were on Tiger Belly, and some fans were upset, and I thought it was a cool move, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, in podcast land, there has been a lot of podcasts. I was just watching the Shane Gillis new special. It's pretty good. Not as good as his first one, but I still got some time to go into it. But of course, it's still hilarious. So it's still better than most of the stand-up that's on there. So saying that it's not as good as his first is just like saying that late registration is not as good as college dropout. Like, obviously, but it's still dope. Yeah, but I think somebody would try to attack him. What else? Yeah, I've been trying to practice this new lifestyle that I just been doing this weekend really, and I'll try again. I mean, I'm gonna try to do it every day, but living in the moment, um, grounding myself. Yeah, it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Here's some. Well, okay, Firefox. So it's DuckDuckGo is saying that he's an American attorney and anti-vaccine activist. He's not anti-vaccine. Misinformation and public health related conspiracy theory. Nah, man, it's facts. This dude got facts. One Christmas, I used my credit card and I bought everybody in my family, all the main, like 6 people, I bought his book. I should have bought one for me. Probably none of them read it. I would have read it. And it's just with credit. But anyway, so you'll see that CNN calls him anti-vaxxer, but if you listen to him, he'll specifically tell you, no, I'm not anti-vaxxer. I've been working on Inktober. I'm pretty excited about that. That's coming up. I already got some of the sketches done. First Inktober without using ink. I'm using digital ink. I'm going to use the tablet, the iPad. And it's very satisfying. The colors, the mixing of the colors, the shadows, being able to do all that, the layers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think what else I've been up to. I mean, I've been reading about pre-Hispanic history. I had a couple nails and a couple different tires. I got a ticket for not clicking it. I got jury duty coming up. So I mean, it's been a lot going on. Yeah, work was tough. Work has been kind of tough, but I think with the higher dosage of the medication and with me reminding myself to live in the moment, every moment, especially when I start to, because what I noticed is I start to ruminate. My mind goes to things that don't matter right now. It goes to work. It goes to the future. It goes to the past. It goes to money. It goes to these things that, in this very moment, what's important in this very moment? What can you smell? What can you taste? What can you see? What can you hear? What can you feel? And then it just reminds me of, the tasting one's kind of hard, but it's good if you have something. When anxiety is building, though, this is probably not the best thing to drink, but I'm not having anxiety right now. Anyway, what else? So last time we spoke, I did say that the EP is done. I did the artwork for it. I started writing a new song. Pretty cool. But it's only like a verse. Yeah. So let's see. I didn't pick a page for the random questions. When was the last time you were really stumped? And what stumped you? Financial situations, I guess. Very recently, might I add, like within the past couple weeks. What decade would you love to have grown up in? I like the decade I grew up in, the 90s. I think the 90s was the best, bro, because we improved on the 80s. And it was before the knots. I think that's what they call them, the 00s, the early 2000s. Kind of bastardized them. So, I mean, early 2000. I mean, there was some great stuff in the early 2000s. But I wouldn't have been aware of it if I was born in the 2000s. Because the Nas Stillmatic album came out in like 01 or something. And if I was born in 2000, then I wouldn't have been aware of it. So I like the 90s. Are you a good singer? I don't think so, but I can harmonize. It's no surprise. Have you ever not gotten involved in something where you should have? What was it? Any kind of savings or something like that? I should do that a long time ago. Have you ever gone to a psychic? No. Probably never will. What is your proudest accomplishment? Not that I don't think that they can see the future. I just don't see that I don't think that I need to be, like I said, I need to live in the moment. What is your proudest accomplishment? My son. I think me and his mom we've done a really good job. He's still only 15, but I feel like we accomplished a great deal with him with the little bit that we had. We had a lot of help, for sure. Have you ever walked into a wall? Damn, not that I can think of. My little cousin who's been on the podcast a couple times, maybe 2 or 3 times. Shout out to Isaac. We were leaving the hospital visiting somebody, and he walked into the glass door and his nose started bleeding. He was a little kid back then. But no, not that I can think of. Hope it never happens. Do you apologize when you're wrong? Yes, probably over apologize. 2289 from 3000 questions. If you could wipe one thing off the planet, who or what would it be? Could you imagine if I said a person? What would it be? Because, I could say somebody who's evil, like Dr. Ouchie, but somebody else would replace him because it's not about that person. There's an entity behind them, in my opinion. So wipe something off the planet. I guess it'd be disease. Who's your favorite mythological figure from ancient history? Ragnar Lothbrok. There's some possibilities to his existence, but a lot of it's mythological stories. Where do you like to go on a first date? I haven't been on a lot of first dates, but going out to eat is cool. I had this one date that was pretty cool. We went to Chili's and then we went to the lake, but she was like in control of it. She was driving. She knew where to go. Literally swept me off my feet. But I think a good first date, I used to like to go to the movies, but that's whack because you can't talk. And then, it's kind of good because then you find out if they have the same sense of humor or not. I had a first date at the mall, but we ate at the food court, which was bad because I ate spaghetti, which was dumb. And I was high off my ass, which was dumber. So I think to eat, because you have more time to talk and stuff. Do you go with the flow or against the grain? Most of the time I'm going against the grain, but I would like to go with the flow. That's my goal. You like water. What did you want to be when you were growing up? A rapper, comic book artist, possible actor. Do you make rash judgment? Comedian. Do you make rash judgments of people too often? I plead the fifth. What do you think your life represents? Whoa. That's deep. What does my life represent? Forgiveness. Forgiveness and finding inner peace. Alright, that's pretty crazy that we went there. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with the spirit animal, angel number, and blase. Yo. I got the smell of cat shit in my nose. There's a cat that lives outside that was taking his shit, and he's an older cat, and shits are pretty bad, and he doesn't hide it like other cats do, and it makes me sad. But speaking of spirit animals, that's my spirit animal, but this one I saw about a month and a half ago, between the last time I recorded and and this time. It was a quail. It was pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure it's one of my neighbors, like not my next door neighbor, but the neighbor after that. I'm pretty sure it's theirs, the family. And they're pretty cool. They have like a flag that says Second Amendment. So, yeah, and she has like, it's pretty tight. Anyway, so I think her quail got out, because sometimes she'll have quail eggs. I think she flips them. Or I don't know if she flips them. I think she just gives them away sometimes. Anyway, the quail was in the tree that's in my backyard. And he was like making a weird, like I'll put the little video up. I'll try to put it like up here, but just a brown quail, not that fancy quail that you see that's like in England or the old time movies or shit like that. So I looked it up. Whatismyspiritanimal.com says, quails are a shining example of the phrase, all for one and one for all. They skitter in groups. Where one goes, everyone follows. The movement gives them plenty of time for seed finding. Such a lovely display of unity. While feeding, one quail bears the responsibility of acting as a lookout. If danger arises, they cry out. Hearing the warning, they're prudently taken to hiding in garden flowers, bushes, or among stones, hoping to fool a predator. The only time quails scatter is because of fear, and even then they perform the behavior as a posse. The quail can fly, but enjoys walking better. It keeps them grounded. Sometimes they sit in a circle with their tails tightly together in the center. The configuration allows them to take flight going all directions like an explosion of boundless movement and sounds. The swift response confuses anyone or anything which approaches. In the air that exhibits strong aptitude, quails migrate interminable distances, sometimes as far as from Africa to England. To accomplish long flights, they glide whenever the winds allow, conserving energy. Have you considered doing a little gliding yourself? See where it takes you. Living in the moment. The actions of the quail give you pause to consider your life's course. Are you moving with the right group? Do you know how to disconnect and protect yourself when the need arises? Families among quail comprise parents and chicks. The mother lays about a dozen eggs in spring. Both genders take part in incubation. Once hatched, they remain with mom and dad until summer. Here you see a splendid example of cooperative parenting. During the Middle Ages, writers and artists depicted the quail as erotic and romantic. In Rome, they represented victory and bravery in battle. Aristotle claimed quails could magically eat toxic items like hemlock without harm, an ability representing transmutation. Going even further into quail, meaning we find that Hindus and Russians alike have portrayed quail as an emblem of spring, dawn, new beginnings, and hope. SpiritAnimalEncyclopedia.com says, the quail is a symbol of protection, group harmony, attentiveness. Having the quail as your spirit animal signifies that you're someone who values community, prefers a peaceful life, and has an innate ability to evade difficulties. You're also likely someone who finds solace in quiet places, drawing strength from solitude. I resonated with that symbolism. SpiritAnimals.net says a quail spirit animal means flocking together in each other's company. Unlike other birds, a quail is fond of company and longs for that company. This tiny bird is hardworking but dependent on its folks for many reasons. Besides, it believes in teamwork and spending time with its siblings and loved ones. And they are delicious. I've tried them twice. I was able to try them. I went to the downtown, the ball. My dad used to work at the hotel I was connected to. We went a couple of times for my sister's birthday. Quail. Man. So it's like chicken, but just more delectable. Just pretty dope. Alright, moving on to the angel number of the month. Hopefully it's of the week. 989. Last one for the series of 8 in the middle. Astrology.com says number 9 is associated with spiritual awakening, serving your divine life purpose and humanitarianism. Number 8, on the other hand, represents abundance, prosperity, and infinite possibilities. I like that. When these numbers are combined, it creates a potent energy that signifies the end of one stage and the beginning of another. It indicates that you are on the brink of significant changes in your life, particularly in your career and personal life. Seeing angel number 989 repeatedly is a sign that you're on the right path and that your angels are reminding you to continue on your journey. Your hard work and dedication are about to pay off, and you will soon be rewarded with success and prosperity. Furthermore, angel number 989 can indicate that it is time to let go of old beliefs and behaviors that are holding you back. Your angels are urging you to trust your intuition and take a leap of faith towards your goals. Yes, angel number 989 is also a manifestation number. It is a reminder to focus on your thoughts and intentions because they have the power to create your reality. Your angels are encouraging you to envision your ideal life and take inspired action to bring it into existence. AngelNumber.org says every 9 numbers, a new cycle of angel numbers resumes, as if they were periods with different energies, which will guide each individual, and number 989 is the restart of the next cycle, a number of future investments. Angel number 989 is very important because as it is the beginning of a new cycle, it means that it is also a number of returning to the origin, a chance to restart your life plans, a number of planting and changes. And you can do that with the energy of that period collaborating to harmonize everything. There are angel numbers in which energy is passive, like a waiting energy. But angel number 989 is the number of faith in itself, of self-discovery, of investing with focus and determination in important matters. A number in which one must avoid any kind of laziness or dependence and chase your dreams and plans. Last but not least, sunscience.org says eradication, old baits that are becoming a stumbling block in your success is crucial. Therefore, have the energy that will help you in changing the circumstance surrounding your future. Ignore those people who are negative and will eject any hostile forces in your life. Very interesting. Alright, so now we're going to do dream meanings. Is it raining? It is raining again. Very nice. It was hailing earlier. Why is it called hailing? Because the hail, all hail, the hail. Anyway, so a while back, I don't remember when, I had a dream about purchasing a comic book. It was a Raphael comic book. Raphael was on the cover. But it wasn't this kind of Raphael. It was the comic book Raphael, which I don't have any of the books because I sold them all. So sad. Anyway, I looked it up. So, searchfordream.com says when you buy a comic book, according to the Dream Book, it means that in order to take advantage of the opportunities that open up before you, you will have to make a great effort in the field of your own finances. You cannot, sorry, that's not what I was, it's just like, because it's synchronized with some other things I was talking about if you're just watching it. Sorry. You cannot underestimate your competition either, because its rapid pace of growth can only deepen the disproportions between you. DreamInterpret.net says a comic book in your dream predicts a period of disappointment in romantic matters, but good fortune with projects or work. Femalefirst.co.uk, which it'd be weird if I was like male first, but the argument would be everything is male first, and I guess touche. So dreaming about a comic book means you have the ability to spin a good yarn. Perhaps you need to put this talent to better use and explore your potential, or it could be pushing you to be more creative in your work, as this might help you to move forward in your chosen career path. On the other hand, you may wish to take part in an incredible experience that defies all odds. You're looking for things to make your life more interesting or exciting. More negatively, perhaps you're showing off and not being realistic about the problems and resources you have at present. You only want to focus on the good times. This could be due to you being in denial about something. I don't know, it's kind of judgy. Femalefirst.co.uk. InsideMyDream.com says, in dreams, books are often considered as symbols of knowledge, education, learning. They represent a person's intellect, ideas, and beliefs. The appearance, condition, and contents of the book in the dream can also be significant in understanding its meaning. If you're thrilled or excited about buying a book in your dream, it can mean that you're looking forward to new opportunities to improve your financial situation soon. Let's see, I hope so. Another possible positive interpretation for buying books in your dreams is that it represents your confidence in your abilities to make wise financial decisions and investments. However, a negative interpretation is that it symbolizes your guilt over spending money on things you don't need, which in fact, I haven't bought a comic book in a long time because of that, which is quite interesting. So buying a fiction book in a dream can represent your desire to escape from reality and be transported to a different world. It could also symbolize your creativity and imagination and your need to express your artistic side. I like that last one. Last but not least, Labex, Labex-Cortex.com says buying a book in dreams is a positive omen for dreamers. You may expect good news due to your diligence in the near future. It could be the promotion, relationship, or any advancement you're waiting for in life. All right, so we have 3 more things to do. I need to take a break. I might have to record the rest later. It's barely 7:30, Chris. You got this. Chris Chaos in the building. We're back. 135. You know what I'm saying? We'll be right back. Anxiety news with your host, Christopher X Chaos. From Forbes.com. Natural remedies for anxiety. 5 ideas. Anxiety disorders are the most common mental health conditions, affecting nearly 30% of adults at some point in their lives. Fortunately, there are many treatment options available, such as prescription medications and talk therapy. But if you're interested in looking beyond therapy and medication, there are evidence-based lifestyle changes that have the potential to offer you Symptom Relief 2. Here's a look at 5 natural remedies for anxiety. Dang, I'm not blind, but including advice on how to implement them. What is anxiety? In case you don't know, welcome to the show. It says, anxiety is an emotion that leads to feelings of worry, fear, and or dread. It may be accompanied by physical symptoms such as sweating, rapid heartbeat, and restlessness. The American Psychological Association, or the APA, distinguishes anxiety from general fear by noting that anxious thoughts focus on the future, while fearful thoughts arise in response to an acute threat or danger. Interesting. Heck yeah. Wait. So, it's normal for people to feel anxious in response to stressful moments, like air travel or a medical test. And to a certain degree, anxiety is even beneficial as it helps alert you to danger. But when anxious feelings persist in anxiety disorders, such as generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, or panic disorder, may be the reason. Sorry, I'm multitasking, cleaning my glasses at the same time. All right, they're pretty. So, 5 natural remedies. While anxiety is a common mental health condition, it is also highly treatable. And common treatment plans include prescription medications. Talk therapy or a combination of both. In addition, there are simple lifestyle changes and natural remedies. So exercising, regular movement up to 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week, is proven to alleviate anxiety and depression, says Suzanne Bartlett Hackenmiller, MD, an integrative medicine physician in Carefree, Arizona, and the chief medical advisor for All Trails. One research analysis study studying the impacts of physical activity on anxiety found that exercise significantly lowered anxiety levels for those who engaged in it. Furthermore, groups participated in high-intensity exercises such as jogging showed lower anxiety levels when compared to groups engaged in low-intensity activities such as walking and stretching. But don't let high-intensity exercise dissuade you, says Ashley McMahon, a licensed professional therapist in Austin, Texas. Being that everyone's physical abilities and circumstances are unique, individuals should come up with a regular exercise plan that best fits their abilities. Any movement is better than none, she says. Limiting alcohol. In 2017, an analysis of 63 research studies uncovered a link between limiting alcohol consumption and alleviating symptoms of anxiety and depression, among several other physical and mental health benefits. The connection between alcohol and anxiety is a complex one, says Sarah Maudlin Tucker, D.O., an osteopathic physician in Waterville, Maine. These cities. Ending a stressful day with a glass of wine may make you feel more relaxed, but it's only temporary, notes Dr. Maudlin Tucker. What's more, she adds that drinking can ultimately worsen your anxiety symptoms. Alcohol acts as a depressant and disrupts the balance of neurotransmitters in the brain, leading to increased feelings of anxiety and even triggering panic attacks. She adds, it is advisable for individuals with anxiety to limit or avoid alcohol consumption to support their mental well-being. And this one's hard for me. Limiting caffeine. If you're someone who reaches for the coffee pot throughout the day, you may want to reconsider your caffeine intake. Caffeine increases your heart rate and can often mimic the physical sensations of having a panic attack, says McMahon. These symptoms can manifest themselves into actual anxiety. A small study of Florida State University students found a direct correlation between the number of caffeinated drinks participants enjoyed per week and an increase in GAD symptoms, such as trouble falling asleep and becoming easily irritable. But this doesn't mean everyone with anxiety must avoid caffeine altogether. Each individual should gauge gauge their tolerance for caffeine based on their own experience. As McMahon, listening to your body's physical reactions to certain stimuli is really important when struggling with anxiety. I can tell when I've had a little too much, I need to balance it with some water, or I just need to not drink something for a little bit. Eating a healthy diet. Studies show adopting healthier mealtime habits may contribute to lower levels of anxiety. After reviewing 17 studies involving more than 157,000 participants, researchers found that an anti-inflammatory diet, rich in foods such as fruits, vegetables, and olive oil, contributed to lower anxiety levels. A pro-inflammatory diet, which is a high diet in red meat, animal oils, and processed foods. Animal oils. I don't know about this. I don't agree with all this, but whatever. Processed foods raise the risk of anxiety by 80% in women and 47%. I mean, I do agree that unhealthy food will increase the anxiety, and that healthy food will decrease it. About the olive oil, and I don't know if it's saying vegetables and olive oil. It's probably just saying fruits, vegetables, olive. I think like chicken is good. I don't know what animal oils are. Processed foods, yeah, obviously, but like fast food and stuff. Consuming nutrient-rich foods support optimal brain function and balances mood-regulating neurotransmitters. Now, if you do all these things and it still doesn't, then you need some medication probably, or therapy for sure. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not a fucking doctor. A diet consisting of whole grains, proteins, fruit, vegetables, healthy fats, and omega-3 fatty acids, a component found in fish and flaxseed. I don't know, those whole grains, I read some things, but teach his own. Avoid highly processed flours and sugars. Stick with whole foods, which will benefit your body immensely. She adds, our digestion, and it doesn't mean whole foods, the store, just lowercase, like whole food. I don't know what, maybe not half foods. Nah, like organic shit. Our digestive system has the largest production of serotonin in our body, and making sure we are feeding our bodies nutritious foods can have a huge effect on our emotional well-being as well. Meditation and mindfulness. A small study of 276 men and women living with anxiety disorders found that an 8-week mindfulness course performed similarly to a daily dose of Lexapro, a common prescription medication used to treat symptoms of anxiety. For those consulting a doctor to address their stress and anxiety, mindfulness and meditation, especially those that are nature-based, are beneficial practice to complement an existing treatment plan, says Dr. Hackenmiller. It's either Hacken or Miller, man. You can't have two last names stuck together like that, with one of them being lowercase. While there are many different types of meditation and mindfulness practices, working with your doctor to find ways to integrate them into your health plan will add benefits to your well-being mentally. One meditation technique she recommends is breath work. Definitely, we got an odd clip coming out soon about breath work, in which you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, focusing on the exhale. When to see a doctor for anxiety, according to Forbes.com, or whoever wrote this. If you find your anxiety is disrupting your daily life and causing you significant distress, it may be time to seek guidance from a medical professional. Discussing your symptoms with a healthcare provider is always important if you suffer from anxiety. You might need medication to help you get control of your symptoms. It is important to remember that you can always combine strategies such as mindfulness practices and medication management to have a dual approach to controlling anxiety. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. That's what I was saying earlier. While many natural remedies may contribute to lower levels of anxiety, if you've been practicing lifestyle changes consistently for a minimum of 6 months without marked improvement, it may be time to seek professional help. I remember when we were young that we used to say, you need professional help. We used to think that was like a roast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in Anxiety News. We'll be right back with the movie review of the week of this movie I haven't seen in a long time. Yeah, be back. Let's all go to the movies. Hopefully they don't sue me. until I go to the movies. Alright, so this movie right here, saw in the summer. Thanks to my mom and her boyfriend, they paid for us to go see it. Me and my son. It's called The Sound of Freedom. Now, for some, this is a controversial movie. I don't think it should be. Let me read the wiki. 2003 American action film directed and co-written by Alejandro Monteverde and starring Jim Caviezel, Mira Sorvino, and Bill Camp. Caviezel plays Tim Ballard, a former U.S. government agent who embarks on a mission to rescue children from sex traffickers in Colombia. It is produced by Eduardo Verástegui, who also plays a role in the film. The plot centers around Ballard's operation, Underground Railroad, and anti-sex trafficking organization. The film was released on July 4th, 2023 by Angel Studios and became a sleeper hit. It has grossed 100. Now this is a month or so ago, so they probably made more money. It has grossed $167 million against a $14.5 million budget. It received mixed reviews from critics, while audience reception has been highly positive. Now that's what matters. Critics are what they do best is they criticize, but the audience, they're the ones paying the tickets. So here's a little backstory on the development. Sound of Freedom was inspired by the work of Tim Ballard, the founder of Operation Underground Railroad, or OUR, an anti-trafficking nonprofit. Work on the script began in 2015. Ballard had personally requested that Jim Caviezel portray him because he had been impressed with Caviezel's performance as Edmond Dantes, in The Count of Monte Cristo. Oh, that was him. I remember that movie from 2002. Caviezel has stated that he considers Sound of Freedom the second most important film he has ever appeared in, ranking it behind his starring role as Jesus Christ in The Passion of the Christ. It came out in 2004. The score is composed by Javier Navarrete. The filming began in the summer of 2018. Majority of the film was shot in Cartagena, Colombia. Additional scenes were shot in Calixico, California. Distribution. The film was completed in 2018 and distribution deal was made with the Latin American subsidiary of 20th Century Fox. When the studio, this is important, when the studio was purchased by Walt Disney Company, it shelved the film. Subsequently, the filmmakers bought the distribution rights back from the studio. Verástegui, G-U-I. I need to look up how to say it. Approached Angel Studios with the release rights. Angel presented the film to an online group of 100,000 investors in its past projects called the Angel Guild, which gave it a yes vote within days. In 2023, Angel Studios had acquired the worldwide distribution rights with the planned release during the second half of 2023. In May of the same year, it received a release date of July 4th. Angel used equity crowdfunding to raise the funds needed to distribute and market the film. 7,000 people invested, allowing Angel to meet its $5 million goal in 2 weeks. They also encouraged patrons to pay it forward to allow people who might not otherwise see the film to watch it in theaters for free. Sound of Freedom is Angel Studios' second theatrical release after His Only Son. On July 26, Angel Studios confirmed that Sound of Freedom would be released in 23 international markets throughout the year 2023. The film will be released in South Africa on August 18th, and Australia and New Zealand on August 24th. The film will be released in Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Belize, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, and Costa Rica from August 31st. In addition, the film will be released in the United Kingdom and Ireland from September 1st and Spain from October 11th. Very cool. Very interesting how Disney just shelved it, but at least they sold it back. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so there's parts where you think it's gonna be really, really bad, but they don't show it. It's like the old school films where they just close the door. But it's still heavy. It still has the same weight. It's like, oh man. It has a happy ending though. You know, the beginning is like, it has like the setup, shows how it goes down, what happens. And then you have like the middle where this dude finds out, and then like there's this particular, I forgot how he finds out about the particular daughter that he wants to go save, but and it's like a mission. It's a hell of a mission, and he's doing it his own. Like he can't ask for help, and he goes into like undercover as like somebody bringing vaccines or something. I don't know. He went undercover or something to this drug lord, and great movie, great payoff, great acting, great music, great camera work, everything. I loved it. 10 out of 10. Great. Oh, and the cool thing about it is it came out the same weekend as Indiana Jones, and it made more money than Indiana Jones. So it just shows what, and some of the critics call it like conspiratorial and a QAnon and shit, but it's really not. It's a really great movie, and I recommend it for everybody. It's up there. It's one of those movies that's must see, in my opinion, just like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Different. Not really a lot of humor. There's a little bit of humor, right? And it's just right in certain spots. But it moves. It's good pacing. Not too fast, not too slow. I mean, talk about a good movie. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, see y'all on Badass Woman and Her Story. Let's all go to the movies. Hopefully they don't sue me. Bum, 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 bum. Badass Woman and Her Story. All right. So, Valentina Ramirez Avitia, born Valentine's Day, 1893, passed on April 4th, 1979. She was a Mexican revolutionary and soldadera. She was known as La Valentina, and La Leona de Norotan. She fought against the Federales in the Mexican Revolution at a time when women were not allowed to join the army. Her parallels to the story of Hua Milan, to her modern nickname of the Mexican Mulan. La Mulan Mexicana. Biography. Avitia was born in Norotol, Durango, on February 14, 1893. Inspired by her father, who was killed early in the Mexican Revolution, she decided to enlist. Wearing her brother's clothes, hiding her hair, and assuming the name of Juan Ramirez, Avitia joined the Maderista army under Francisco E. Madero in 1910. She quickly rose to the rank of lieutenant after a victorious battle in Culiacan. However, after participating in the conflict for only 5 months and 10 days, it was discovered that Avitia was a woman. On June 22nd, 1911, she was dismissed from the army. Upon her return home, Avitia was shunned by her family. She moved to Culiacan and lived there for over 20 years. In 1969, she was hit by a car in the city of Navolato. She was placed in a nursing home before she escaped. Crippled and without a wheelchair, she lived in a small scrap metal hut and begged for food. On April 4th, 1979, Avitia died of burn wounds received after a fire in her home. Wow, what a poor end. Legacy. The corrido La Valentina was composed as a tribute to Avitia. The film La Valentina and the 1966 remake were later inspired by the corrido. Valentina brand hot sauce is named in her honor. It's so sad that her family shunned her. So sad indeed. Alright. May she rest in heaven. She's a soldier. She did the right thing. She didn't do it for glory. She didn't do it for fame. She just did it because she felt it was her duty. Damn. I wonder if she would have done it if she would have known that her parents were going to shun her. Alright, we gotta look for an instrumental to do a freestyle, and so I can do. Don't trip. Don't slip. Don't pull the clip. Don't let the blood drip. Gotta keep on living. Keep on rising. Keep on vibing. Keep on diving deep into the information of a nation disguised as a desegregation, integration. I don't know. I started over. That was a fuck up. It's too slow. Super soaker on the chest, blowing super. Is that the beat, is it? Got sweeter than Asuka, running from the fucking Buddha on the block. In the tribe, with a 40 and a shorty and a Glock. Again for good. We in the hood, like shit. It's understood. Alright, man. Shout out to Luis Puente for the heat. And try this again without saying some fucking preposterous bullshit like I just did earlier. Man. Hold up. Hold up. I always say that. That's like my go-to freestyle. Alright. I'm trying to clear my mental so I don't go mental. I got health and dental. I got eye too. Cause I too need to go get tested. Cause it's hard to get rested. But I know that I'm blessed. Man, I know that they tested on my patience. Man, it's the ancients. It's out of hand that they coming through my RNA. Keep it real all day and all night. Been a night looking for a queen. What it do, man? I'm just trying to live the dream. Trying to get the cream like Wu-Tang. Gotta hit the mic and I gotta hit the bang when it comes to the flow. Hip hop grow. I'ma keep going cause you know that I'm a pro. And that's short for professional. Every rhyme is like confessional. Man. Alright, that's pretty good. Couple minutes right there. See y'all next week, ladies and gentlemen. Love y'all.